I just live in the moment. And so when she told me that, I pretty much adopted that in everything I do now, where when it comes to no matter what project I'm in, I try my best not to think about all the other stuff going on. I try my best not to think about, like, because we all have times we think about life and other stuff. And of course, all these things, of course, think about, is this thing's going to work out? Is it going to work the way I want it to? Is it going to go well? Is it, people going to come out to it? Is it going to sell out? Is it going to be bad? We don't know what's going to happen. But what you learn to do is you just learn to be in the now. And when the more you start to like just be in the moment,
right,
and whatever that is, whatever's going on, then you're able to make the best of it, because then you're not worried about everything else. So to answer your question, the thing I've learned in this case, when it comes to anything I do, no matter what it is, just be in the now.
I've heard somebody say it kind of differently, but still makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, be where your feet are.
Be where your feet are?
Yeah. Because, like sometimes you be thinking about stuff and it may be 1,000 miles away.
Yeah.
It might be like another state away.
Right.
It may be, a couple years away.
Okay.
And but you need to be where your feet are.
I agree.
Because like he was talking about like, dealing with his family, but think about all these other problems and issues he had to deal with and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And he was like a business guy. And I was like, okay. Then I heard a football player say it.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. All right. It hits a little bit more now.
All right.
Yeah.
Now you had brought up, like, before you get ready for a play, you would do like some stretching and exercising, which makes sense in the sports world, but for a stage, how does it kind of, I guess, centers you as far as getting ready to go on stage?
I would even include not just centering, but also just the fact that when you're on stage, like it's literally an athletic sport, like, because you don't know what you could be doing. There's also things like blocking, choreography, or if let's say if you have a fight scene or whatever, or you may have a dance number, like when I did East House Fable, my character I played, he was basically a combination. He was basically a grasshopper, and that's one of the characters. But he was a grasshopper who also was a dancer. So that's the reason why I do it too, just because sometimes, depending on whatever the role is, I could be doing something physical, or maybe a scene where it could be choreography, or could be a fight scene or whatever. And I've had that happen before. I've done plays or shows where I've had to like actually fight on, and so, but of course that's choreographed.
Right.
But basically the good thing about the stretching too is also that it's also that thing of knowing your body, because also when I was training in stunts back in Los Angeles, one of the things they taught us is the importance of making sure you know how to be able and to control yourself, because when you know how to be able to interact with somebody else, the biggest thing you want to make sure is that you create trust. And so one good example was I did a project one time with somebody, and this was actually earlier this year, and we were working with a green screen, and the director wanted me to put my arm around the other person. Knowing me, of course, in like real life, we could, we put our arm around somebody, like whatever. But in this case, though, I had to we had to choreograph it. So what I had him do was I had him basically take my hand and have it put around his neck, basically for him. That way it wouldn't like hurt him. Try to find the best way to describe it. But just kind of, if you don't like, I use it as an example.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna do anything to you.
Thank you.
So what I did, what I did was like I asked him basically, okay, like, are there any place I know about that are basically like, or you could be injured? He said, well, I have a little bit of some neck issue. Okay, so how about this? Like, you tell me or show me how you want me to wrap you up, and like, you want to take my hand? Okay, and just put it around your neck or around your head.
Around my.
So basically, I just had him do that, where like basically I had him tell me where to go. So basically, he's the one leading me, pretty much. So when we did the scene, after like when we of course rehearsed a few times, then we went over it and we were able to get through it without him being hurt or being injured or anything happening. So does that make sense?
That makes sense.
He's kind of selling the move for you.
Exactly. Because basically, even in wrestling, like
I was just going to bring that up.
When you see somebody throwing a punch, like it's not really necessarily the punch that sells it; it's the reaction.
Right.
Yes.
So basically, in this case, though, he's basically the one selling it to where, like, he has to make it look real. All I'm doing is just basically having him just basically tell me where to put my arm. That's it.
You're just going with the flow.
Exactly. Which goes back to the whole idea of the stretching and everything like that. The biggest thing you want to do is know how to be able to control your body.